this street. Look, y'all put y'all faith in presidents like they gon' change this country. Run the league and let y'all play cause y'all gon' make a money. Fuck Obama, he ain't come here on cargo slave ship. What the fuck he do for blacks in his administration? I'm waiting, patient like a saint. Black, Hispanic, Native, they hate your ass the same. Paint Christ in they image, paint you as a slave. God ain't all love, scriptures say he hate. African soul niggas, they know we not the same. School to prison pipeline to get you off the streets. Put you in the cell toilet connected to the sink. Molested as a kid, she prostituted as a teen. The byproduct of Martin Luther King dream. They just took the yoke off, my nigga, we ain't free. We living bleak in these wastelands of poverty. If you don't know the truth, then the lies sound promising. Prophecy, gift and a curse. Dylan started killing, they was sitting in church. Black folk forgave him, man, this shit is absurd. You should never love your enemy, that shit ain't gon' work. Yeah, fuck dying on your knees, you better die in glory. Man, I joined the UPK, taught me the art of warring. I took a nigga life like mine to be recognized. I feel that pain every day, it can't be reconciled. Pops banging, my sister a prostitute. My brother got life, and somehow I still found the truth. War ready, no cowards, no excuse. Fuck reparations, you can't bandage no open wounds. Blood on the leaves, body swing hung from a noose. I was on a run in Nashville when I found the truth. I called the school, classes being held by the shock on my life. I want to be a gangster like a cop. Do this for my brothers, real brotherhood. Everything we do, we got it out this book. My nigga, I can never be no African. UPK the only authorized acronym. I'm passionate about my brothers and sisters. We in hell, I ain't got nothing against them. That's another religion. If it ain't under your honor, Amy murdered Botham and got a hug from your honor. That's the way out for a coward in my observation. They don't fear the Lord, they indoctrinated. Wolves in sheep clothing, Joe Osteen. Real priests bringing back black royalty. One West on my headpiece, ranking order. Can't let them trick me off the streets, I gotta raise my daughter. I got brothers at the border ducking ICE agents. I got the name change, it was life changing. My family thought it was a game, put on all black, they said I was going through a phase. It's more of us in jail than it was slaves. Chose by the Lord, we could never be the same. Soon as they born, the wicked go astray. They left the truth, they wasn't with us anyway. Niggas weak, they just saying anything to be truthful. We don't want no cowards anyway. Look, coronavirus, that's a plague. You don't get too much sleep when you waking up the dead. First camp, I cut off all my dreads. I took an oath when that oil hit my head. Niggas capping like they lids. I'm a priest, I never stick no fork in no pig. I was dead till I found out how to live. This brotherhood taught me how to be a man. I came back to my roots, I had to dig. A couple gaps I had to bridge. I got a rib, I'm married to this work. You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church. Came back to my roots, I had to dig. A couple gaps I had to bridge. I got a rib, I'm married to this work. You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church.
Westworld. Let's get it. Don't be sure, tell them make sure. If not, we gon' make war. Clips say it hold 20, but I think it could take more. Grab a stick, fire on your camp, we gon' make s'mores. I ain't satisfied with my spot, then I'ma take yours. No matter how many roadblocks in my way, I'ma break forward. This path I'm on is so damn narrow, I I just stay for it. Put them on my plate, I'm never full, I just ate more. Put them on my plate, I'm never full, give me 8 more. Nigga, I don't sugarcoat shit, bitch, I'm straightforward. Don't give a fuck if they don't let me in, I just break doors. Ballin' so hard, they asking what team that I play for. Skimmer who? They ain't stopped making guns when they made yours. Sick with it, feeling like I woke up with stage 4. They ain't want the beast loose, what they opened up the cage for. Endure the pain, been through hard times is what I'm made for. Paid my dues, never left a wage, I just rage war. So many chains and gold teeth, this the blood of a slave. Sit on a throne with a gold crown from the blood of a slave. This is our world, got it from the mud to the grave. Become a thing in the past, don't be a story in my page.
Still against all enemies. In high school, you was the man that's lost memory shit. Lost energy, never lost my energy. Never lose control, never losing, dog, I plan to keep. You lose your mind where I'm from, I ain't talking from what you see. I never lost soul, losing times, wasting steady pacing. You off track, I'm on that. You pray to God, hoping he can save you. But there's power about war, and that's a different angle. This another lost cause, and I'm just adding to the list. They not seeing me for that reason, got a flash on the grip. Nigga, big priest, they gon' judge me by my increase. And I'ma keep stepping in these joys to the increase. Just got off the phone with Jacob, and he said it's time to shine. Certified, blue dot, put it on you, now you verified. One West world, bigger than World War III. Do not sleep, it's not cheap, and it's still top 3.
So many chains and gold teeth, this the blood of a slave. Sit on a throne with a gold crown from the blood of a slave. This is our world, got it from the mud to the grave. Become a thing in the past, don't be a story in my page.
Came on boats and then chains, so when I get rich, I'ma grab a boat and 10 chains with 12 ribs from each tribe. And each rib gonna have at least 3 kids. Yeah, I'ma have a deep squad, been rapping since knee high. Now a nigga shack size, spit that holy fire, when you hear it, you get baptized. One West world, yeah, you niggas know the logo. And I'ma bust it down so the haters see the glow glow. Let's have a feast, let's shine on our enemies. Right in they face, let's blind all our enemies. Cause now we half, but we come from half knots. Throw that cash on the ground, my nigga, let's cast lots. I started from the bottom, birthed out of mud, raised by gangsters, turned out a thug. I ain't give a fuck, burnt out I was, from hitting licks in and out and selling nicks in the drop.
So many chains and gold teeth, this the blood of a slave. Sit on a throne with a gold crown from the blood of a slave. This is our world, got it from the mud to the grave. Become a thing in the past, don't be a story in my page.
I got you. Let it ride real quick. Look. The city eyes. It's time to Bogart. My God, a real nigga. Cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shot in the closet by the mob ball. Fuck what they heard, tell them it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation voltage and fall through. They gon' fall. Look, I keep this shit 50 times 2. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. Colder than the avalanche, way above average. A fiend's taste sweet, told him make me an apple tree. Left us in the valley full of bones, this where hope found. Child become a man, dark sands get broke down. Riding through Evanston with Marquardt, telling me how the crackers turn his childhood to a ghost town. Poke a stop, nigga, I lay that game down. I feel his pain, cause nothing is the same now. Let my light shine like heaven through a rain cloud. Glock have a fit like my child, no bench. Try to warn them niggas, we bear arms like tarantulas. Them other niggas rap, I make anthems. I really seen profits under this banner. Made my enemies bow down on camera. Told my design I wanted black and white like a panda. I'm better than that nigga that sunk dirty Diana. Look, I move like a Brazilian, precious cargo. Spirit ancient, but I got a new semi-auto. Wave that bitch around like where's Waldo. Sleep if they won't, I cut through they Z's like I'm Zorro. Hate me for his name, so I gotta keep that steel clutch. Trust me, I'm not what you think. I squeeze till it click like Dorothy when the heels touch. The world got me dumb, I don't feel much. Ride around with Yara down, Just left the State Bridge, looking for a bitch better than Baby's kid. Remember I dropped Quiet Storm, I've been gone ever since. Still in the field, fuck them niggas on the fence, yeah.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my people. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacle set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles and make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be, slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood, Slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit a Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. That was designed fire for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
All right, clap it up. My bad. All right, Shalom Israel, ISUPK Chicago, Wednesday night scripture breakdown class. And this day, so of course, as you know, what we're going to do is open the floor with any questions. If anyone has any questions online or in the room, now will be the time before we get into anything else. Car.
So like it, sir, I just wanted a general breakdown or to see if I was reading this right and understanding this certain metaphor in Revelations.
All right, let's get it.
Revelations chapter 16 and verse 13.
Okay.
Let me know when you're ready, sir.
I got it whenever.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 16 and verse 13. And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet.
All right, so what's your question about this?
My question is, like, since it's saying like frogs come out, like you know, frogs, they jump.
Mm-hmm.
So is that like a metaphor saying like the words that like the unclean spirits, like just like people just like, you know how you say something too quick before you think?
Yeah.
Is that what this kind of saying? Mm-hmm. Like you could be like, you know how when a brother get caught, right?
Right.
And he tells on himself without thinking before he answers something. Like, is this kind of like saying it like that? Like you're really exposing yourself to people without knowing you're exposing yourself to people because you're so quick to say certain things out of your mouth.
Right, you're quick with your words.
Come. So that's what when I was reading, I was just wondering by using the metaphor frogs.
Right.
Is it kind of saying that like that? Is that what that mean, or do I got that wrong?
Yeah, you ain't on this one. So what we're gonna do is, for context sake,
come, sir.
Read verse 1.
Come. This is the book of Revelations, chapter 16 and verse 1. Mm-hmm. And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels,
go ahead.
Go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of God upon the earth.
Do what?
Go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of God upon the earth.
What is this scripture talking about? In your understanding, what is this verse 1 speaking of?
So this an order given to the angels, like pour out the wrath of God, like these plagues and stuff we starting to see, the storm, like everything seems to be ramping up now.
Right.
Earthquakes, floods, what I'm like the COVID.
The COVID, you got locusts swarming over China. You got, worms falling out of the sky in other locations. You understand? Right now, of course, we know the Revelations is the future, which is the days we live in them now. You understand? So what it's talking about is plagues and curses being brought upon the land and on people. Understand? So that's the context of this, the majority of the chapter. Right? And he said 7 angels, basically angels that give cursed spirits or whatever the case may be, and curse the land and curse the people and so forth. He's telling them go their ways across the earth and cause some chaos. You understand? Show the earth that the Lord is not happy with what's going on.
Right.
You understand? Now we can go back to 13. And actually, let's read 12.
The book of Revelations, chapter 16 and verse 12. And the 6th angel poured out his vial.
Wait, Sloggy, my bad. Read 10.
The book of Revelations, chapter 16 and verse 10. And the 5th angel poured out his vial upon the seat of the beast.
The seat of who?
The beast.
Who's the beast?
So-called white man.
Right, the oppressor.
The oppressor.
Right. Of course, now we're on. This is Angel 5. That means there's number 1 through 4 that they already did their job. But I'm just wanting to give more context of what 13 is specifically talking about. Right.
Come, sir.
Go ahead.
Come. And his kingdom was full of darkness.
You understand? So right now, this 5th angel is destroying the oppressor or the oppressor. You understand? And he's casting a veil, basically his kingdom, as we live in right now, called USA. Darkness is being, shadow of darkness is being cast upon him. It's all the glory, all the happiness. That's scarce now. You understand? Now it's more of he's afraid. He's being tormented 24/7. Same way. Look at the uproar with COVID brought.
Right.
You understand? Cities were on lockdown, shut down. You couldn't leave the house at all.
Right.
You understand? You had some babies that didn't see the outside for 2 years. You understand? They call them COVID babies that didn't see the light of day outside in physical air until they were like 2 years old. You understand? For the laws that they put in, stuff like that. So that's darkness, right? Because they were in a state of low depression, sadness, fear, right? Go ahead.
Come. And they gnawed their tongues for pain.
Did it what?
Gnawed their tongues for pain.
What is this meaning?
Like, is this saying like since the kingdom being exposed, like you said, it's like the oppressor's like, oh, he biting his tongue basically, because it's like what's being brought to the forefront.
Right.
The dream, you can't sell the dream no more to people.
Mm-hmm. Think about, you're right. Now think about, like, have you ever been like pissed off to the extent that you want to say something, but you know it's not gonna be better, so you gotta bite. You do what?
You bite your tongue.
You understand? So it's really that whole act of biting your tongue it's like the same way of pinching yourself when you're dreaming. You understand? To wake yourself up so you don't do, be like, now you accept the reality that you're in right now. You understand? For example, when my truck broke down last week, I'm sitting in the parking lot of the job, like, and I'm literally clenching my tongue between my teeth. Like, of course this would happen right now. Same thing, and they're so irritated they're causing themselves pain because it's like there's no solution to this. You can't find a solution to worms falling out of the sky. You just cannot do that. There are certain things you cannot stop or prevent. You understand? Look, they officially haven't even really stopped COVID. You understand? They just found ways to make it less excruciating.
Right.
You understand? You got to get one shot, get another shot, get a booster shot. It doesn't seem like the problem's not solved. The same way flu is officially not solved. You still get the flu. You still can die from the flu. Their medicine isn't a cure-all, be-all type of thing. It's more along the lines of a preventable act. You understand? That's what I'm saying. There's always that shadow. The shadow of darkness is getting more and more and more and more. And these people are like, another thing just happened. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 11. And blaspheme the God of heaven because of their pains and their sores.
Because they're what?
Their pains and their sores.
You understand? They in pain, and they're, because you can't blame Mother Nature for worms falling out of the clouds. You can't. Like, I don't know what Mother Nature you talking about. You understand? But this Mother Nature, our Mother Nature is a mother. She's supposed to be caring. She doesn't launch spiders and bugs through your communities and stuff like that.
Right.
Like, you talk about a mom, like Mother Nature, but of course we know that's a falsehood.
Right.
But they give money because they want all loving. This is the spirit of, dad's the one who will punish you. So instead of giving dad the power, you're trying to give power to the mom because she's more acceptable to anything you do.
Right.
You understand? There's a spiritual aspect of why they go to mom, Mother Nature, instead of say it's God the Father. You understand? Because they know that the Lord he punishes too. They know that. So let's avoid the strict parent and let's go to Mother Nature.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
So right now, we at the point now they're in pain. They're sore. Like nothing we do is solving. So they're cursing the Lord. You understand? Like, why are you doing this to God? Why are you doing this, God? Crying, pleading. So go ahead.
Come. And repented not of their deeds.
And they ain't going to change their ways, though. You understand? Things like this happen. Guess what they're really going to do? they're gonna go harder on the nation of Israel.
Right.
You understand? They're gonna, because like you gotta think that the upper echelon oppressors, they know who we are. They didn't just learn from Egypt and didn't understand why Egypt got destroyed.
Right.
You understand? But like the scriptures say that pride won't let us go. You understand? Look at what happened to Pharaoh in Egypt. It took him until his son died before he let us go.
Right.
And the oppressor was more prideful than that.
Right.
You understand? If you're like you kill that's the worst thing you could really do is kill someone's child.
Right.
You understand? That's one of the worst things you could do. If you can accept someone murdering your child and just walk away with it, what else? What truly else can you lose? You understand? At that point, losing a parent or a sibling is hard enough, but your seed, Lord allow I could pass before my kids even, I don't gotta think about that. That's, but not every parent has that privilege. But, so that's what I'm saying though, is they're too prideful. They ain't gonna change they act. They're gonna keep doing everything that they've been doing and get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, which is gonna, of course, be a negative aspect on us, but also a positive aspect. Why? Because now everyone's gonna know where the Lord at, which is here. They're gonna see why is these purple cats, they're getting destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? You got the Christian church is definitely getting destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
All the Catholic church, the Buddhist, all these different types of religions are going to get destroyed, and they're going to see, well, damn, their people numbers are growing. They have food, they got houses, they got security. That's where we got to go. You understand? Because it's going to get so hard on them because the oppressor is going to keep fighting against the Most High instead of just doing what he should have been done, which is let us go.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So go ahead.
Come, verse 12. And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates,
Mm-hmm.
and the water thereof was dried up,
Mm-hmm.
that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared.
All right, now let's go to your verse.
Verse 13. And I saw three unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon.
All right, now we know that these are types of curses that are being put on to individuals, right?
Come.
Now, what do frogs have on their tongue?
I don't know the
Like boils and lumps. Think about what happened to Job. You understand? They got like it's going up saying their pains and their sores. Sores could be contextual. You understand? So they basically these people are being cursed. It's off of the dragon's mouth. It's just who?
just like coming out of their mouth is like you said, it's like every time they open their mouth, more pain, more sores. Like it just comes out. Like every time they open their mouth, the worse it gets.
It's nastier. It's more unclean. It's more filthy. You understand? Like I said, they're gonna keep cursing the Lord more. You understand?
Come.
That's the whole point. Now go ahead.
Come. And I saw three unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet.
You understand? All these people are going to end up being destroyed. They're going to keep cursing the Lord.
So like it did. So I got another question then, if I could, sir. So in verse 12, when it's saying that the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, like I got an article that shows, I don't know how true it is, but it shows how the Euphrates was years ago to how it is now. It looks like it's drying up.
Right.
So like,
I wouldn't want to, personally, I would want to, look into that myself or, just call, Cap or the general just to get the clarification because we don't want to teach them wrong.
Come on, sir.
But it's not, it's very likely that would probably be the case, but I just don't want to guarantee it.
Come on, sir. No, I understand.
So does that?
No, that answers my question.
God.
That makes this, not reading this, it's a lot more clear.
Okay, most high Christ. Anyone else? Anyone else have any questions in the room? or online? Probably not.
It wasn't online.
All right. Well, as you know, then we already know what topic is going to be today. Which would be?
No.
We're not. We're done. We're going to leave the people either alone.
Oh, okay.
What was yesterday?
Oh yeah, 4th of July.
Mm-hmm. Now it's time to go over the death tolls.
I got
chaos. You understand? That's what we got to do.
I have an article on that, sir.
Mm-hmm.
God.
So as everyone knows, yesterday was the oppressor's day of his independence. You understand? Everyone should know. Well, should know by now, but probably don't because people dumb. But in 1776, on July 4th, America got its independence from Great Britain. You understand? So now every year after that, they celebrate. You know, shoot up fireworks. They cookouts and go to the beach. And, you know, it's a family event. They cook all their swine on their grills and all that. It's supposed to be a very monumental occasion. You understand? That is true. It is a monumental occasion for the oppressor.
Right.
That's right.
You understand? That's a great thing for him. Like, that's probably one of the greatest things you can have is independence from and be freedom.
Right.
Like, that's what are we fighting for here? It is independence and freedom.
Right.
You understand? So that's what July 4th signifies. But then we go into the actual history. So in 1776, when America and the oppressors, the governing power over, you know, the USA, when that happened, where were blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians? Were we over there raising our fists and shooting fireworks off with the oppressors?
Sure.
On July 4th, 1776, 77, 78, 80, like all the way up to what? Right. No, we were not. So I don't understand. Well, I do understand, but it should be plain for people to see that we don't have independence, or did not, at least then.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Of course, now in America in 2023, there's that false perception of independence that we have. But back then, there was no interpretation for thought.
Right.
You understand? You knew what it was because you was still the ones in the cages, in the cotton field. You understand? Getting raped, lynched, mobbed, and all these other things on the same exact day.
Right.
Exact same day they got their freedom, you still had chains around your neck.
Right.
You understand? But we're out there at the beach. Like, I'm not, like, they let us off at the job. Everyone's like, oh, I'm going to the family. I'm going to go get this. I got my fireworks. I got the hot dogs. I'm thinking, listen to people talk. And I'm like, they're coming to work wearing all red, white, and blue.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, like, for what? For what? Red, white, and blue represents the freedom that the USA and the oppressor has.
Right.
Red, white, and blue is the same lights that flash behind your car and take away your freedom.
Right.
That's right.
Car.
Also, Lottie, if I could, what you saying is so heavy. I actually was slaving on that day.
Mhm.
So I'm doing left, and I pull at the light, and the homeless brother got a whole entire American flag short set on, and he's home.
Like, how the heck? He probably went into that store and stole them shorts.
Like, if I could, it looked pretty dingy, so
He had them.
somebody probably rolled up, gave it to him.
Right.
Or the same pair he's had for
For
5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Come.
Instead, that doesn't make sense. So you got these sisters wearing these skimpy bathing suits that's all red, star spangled on the top and the lines on the bottom. I'm thinking, like, you would look so much better if you were wearing them colors, or you look even better if you were covered the hell up.
Right.
You know, at the same time.
Done.
So it's just he's like, I'm at the job. Like, of course, I don't got to talk to no one, which is the most beautiful thing I could ever have as a slave, is not having to legitimately speak to anybody. That's peace to me. Put an earbud in and ignore everyone for 10 and a half hours. that's heaven. That's heaven to me. You understand?
Oh, God.
Stay in my lane and mind my business and go home. You understand? But they're over here talking about this. They're wearing these. They have flags. They're walking around with flags on. Like, what are you doing? Like, I understand the oppressive people. That makes sense. But why are you coming in with a party hat, So I had so people coming in there with like, what, I choose you or who? What's his?
Oh yeah, George Washington. Not George Washington. Uncle Sam.
Uncle Sam wearing Uncle Sam hats.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like, nigga,
Right.
it just gets crazy. But moving forward, when you after these events occur and you celebrated, the 4th of July and everything like that, you got to look back on what happened.
Mm-hmm.
What events occurred? Was it all just fun and games and the Lord was with everybody and black folk actually got to have a beautiful barbecue and enjoy each other's company and stuff like that? Well, we're about to pull up some information about July 4th, particularly at least in Chicago. I don't know if he's going to go outside of the state or the state. So
this is from ABC News. Insanity. 4th of July mass shootings leave 20 dead and 126 injured.
Woo! Read the numbers again.
20 dead, 126 injured.
Damn. 20 dead and 126 injured.
Come on.
So basically 150 people in a short amount of time. It's a pretty short amount of time. If you go to the death rate any other day in the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community, definitely ain't them type of numbers. They're numbers. So don't get me wrong. There are the numbers,
right? But
they're not well over 100 for a 2-day span. Even in Chirac, even in Chicago. Right. The people I know, Chicago's a big murder city, murder capital, and all that. But they act like on every block they're shooting 24/7. It's really not like that.
Right.
You understand? There might be a few shootings here and there across the way, but not even some of those shootings. There might not even be a casualty. There's just legitimately crime. That's why it's a crime rate. It's not a death rate, and it's not an arrest rate. It's a crime rate. Mm-hmm. You understand? Chicago's known for crime. Doesn't mean there has to be death involved every time.
Right.
I'm not saying there is, not saying there isn't, but every time to these extent, it only happens maybe 9 times out the year, and those 9 times out the year are usually a holiday, an Americanized holiday, meaning the Lord's trying to, throw something in your face real quick. Go ahead.
Amid celebrations and fireworks over the long 4th of July holiday weekend, cities across America were left reeling from the scourge of gun violence as mass shootings occurred at block parties and other festive gatherings.
At block parties and other festive gatherings. This is supposed to be a day of peace and celebration.
Right.
You understand? Is it not? Yes. You understand? For what the, America promotes is supposed to be that. Let alone, it seems like terror to me. This doesn't seem like a party unless this is a corpse party.
Right.
You understand? Which that's what it's becoming. They're corpse parties. They're not actually parties. It's full of blood. You understand that red, white, and blue, there's more red than anything. Go ahead.
20 people were killed and 126 were injured in 22 mass shootings that erupted across the country between 5 p.m. Eastern Time Friday and 5 a.m. Eastern Time Wednesday, according to the Gun Violence Archive, a website that tracks shootings nationwide. The website, which defines a mass shooting as a single event with 4 or more victims, either injured or killed, reported that the holiday mass shootings happened in 13 states and Washington, D.C. Among the major cities rocked by mass shootings were Baltimore, Philadelphia, Boston, Chicago, Fort Worth, Texas. The shooting victims included a 15-year-old boy, and many children were among the wounded. This quote, "This is a societal problem that we're dealing with. A mass shooting where a disagreement turns into 28 people shot. This is insanity," an emotional Bill Ferguson, president of the Maryland State Senate, said following a mass shooting that occurred at Baltimore Block Party on Sunday. "This cannot be the society we're expected to live in. We have to do better."
You understand? That was, you named what, 5 states? And then Washington, D.C.? You understand? They talk about 22 mass shootings. That's a lot. That's a crazy amount of shootings. Now, You understand? Not only that, we have a couple other articles that I want to get into, but also, well, we should start pulling up the precepts for, holidays. You understand? Death tolls, that curses, easily curses, like Deuteronomy 28 and 16, or 15 and 16 at least. I'm gonna send you this article. Come right now. This is specifically Chicago. Copy it. No, not paste. Copy.
Is it the one in the group chat, sir?
I don't know, bro. I can't tell you. Yeah, when I'm at work, I really don't be in there.
For the 5 and 33. 5 and 33. Different.
Send this to Mahayad. You got it.
Colonel Khan.
You could read that, Bubba Bashar.
Colonel Khan. Oh, I got it updated. But 3 killed. This is from the New York Post. 3 killed, 27 injured, including 5-year-old girl over bloody Chicago holiday weekend.
You understand? That's just the title. You understand? That has nothing to do with the article. I mean, the actual article. That's just the title. You understand? We already know, as he read a second ago, this is just one specific article with a smaller, time kill frame. You understand? Or time frame. So I'm just saying that right now, this is the fact that they said over bloody Chicago holiday weekend. That's the biggest part on that. You understand? When shootings happen, there's no regard for age. I understand they put the 5-year-old in there because it's sad and it should never really happen. You understand? But the fact they're making headlines like this on a holiday. It's a holiday. Shouldn't it be like, oh, there was a beautiful rainbow and there's leprechauns that just popped out at the end of it after the fireworks? It should be more like, I know they have like the world's biggest or world's best fireworks show or something. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not a firework person. I'm too broke. But I get cool. You're beating records and doing this with fire, and But look what else is happening with fire. It's guns.
Right.
Guns use fire as well, and these this fire is being pointed at people that shouldn't be pointed at.
Right.
You understand? On a day that's supposed to be all about peace and love and freedom. Well, these people, the only thing that they became free is from being alive.
Right.
You understand? They don't get to celebrate. They don't get family time no more. They're unalive. You understand? Be wonder why? Because across the land on these days, the Lord throws out evil spirits.
Okay.
You understand? People that had oughts with one another or problems with one another. This is where time gets. You thinking about this? Man, this man owes me some bread. He just bought a new grill. He's bought $1,000 worth of fireworks. They lick me like, where's my brotherhood? Basically, you understand? He's been sitting on this like this owes me, and he just wasted all his money on fireworks. Oh, and I know where he's gonna be. He's gonna be on the beach with his kids. I'm gonna get my lick back because you ain't gonna run me my money. You might as well run your life. You understand? Because that's how people in the world think. It's either I'm getting my bread or you're gonna be dead. There's really no ever in between now. And some people don't even go after the actual individual that owes them or that they have a problem with. They'll go after the family members to make men suffer. And now because you went after a family member, or even if you went after your initial target, now someone else is gonna want their lick back. Now it's just a forever continual back and forth of hatred between the individual's family and the other individual's family. And then they're gonna get their friends, and now more people are gonna die. And now this is what it comes to. And bloody holidays instead of happiness. Right? Go ahead.
At least 3 people were killed and 27 others injured, including a 5-year-old girl and an 85-year-old man during a series of 4th of July weekend shootings across Chicago, police said. Officers recorded the first murder at the at the start of the holiday Friday night in Chicago Lawn, where 4 men were gathered on the 6300 block of South Artesian Ave when a black Dodge Charger pulled up and fired at the group around 8:15 p.m.
The sun wasn't even down yet. You understand? 8:15, the sun's not even gone. So they doing this in almost the light of day. Like, that just goes to show that you got to think, to commit a crime is evil in all reality. But to commit a crime of that nature in broad daylight, you must have a lot of demons going on in your mind.
Okay.
You understand? You've been talking about all these things you were going to do and all the problems that you had all day long, or for like the whole entire week, and you just interrupted. You understand? If you're going to commit a crime, why wouldn't you do when you have a better chance of getting away?
Right.
You understand? You're doing it in your own whip. You're doing it in the broad daylight. You understand? Now, of course, you caught.
It's like, it's kind of like some brothers when they're in the street and stuff. Sometimes they say like this, and my brother, my biological brother, he say this too. He's like, I don't give a fuck. I'll go back.
Right.
A lot of brothers in the neighborhood, they got that mentality because they already been there once. They come out, it's crap anyways. So guess what? I'm gonna make somebody else suffer because I suffered, and I don't care what they do with me.
Right. And really, that's not saying, "Oh, I don't care to go back to prison." That's if you survive to go.
Right.
You understand? I was watching something the other day, and it was about a husband and a wife. They got, of course, this is a little off, kind of on topic. They were arguing, or whatever the case may be. They had some harsh words to each other, like ones you never want to leave off at. And dude was talking to his homie. He was like, I know I messed up. When I get home, I'm gonna go make sure to apologize to her, right? And his homie was like, "Whoever said you're gonna make it home? Like, how do you know for a fact you will make it home?
Right.
You don't have that guarantee." You understand? Which is heavy as hell. Like, dude started crying. He was like, "Right." So he calls his rib right then and there and hash things out because you don't know if you're actually gonna make it home. You take those types of small things for granted.
Right.
You understand? Just driving to the crib, you going 45 miles an hour on the E-way or 55 on the E-way. You have a drunk driver or a terrible CDL driver run you off the road, and you just lost your life.
Right.
Or your spouse lost their life. Take it for granted that you had more time. You don't know if you have more time. So you got, that's why the scriptures say if you have an ought with somebody, you work it out like quick. You understand? Imagine the last thing you ever say to your brother, biological, non-biological, is that you hate him, he wishes he dead, and then he died. You understand? You gonna have that heavy weight on you for the rest of your life. You understand? Because now this man died thinking that you hated him, when it was just an easy solution. All you had to do was communicate. You understand? And that's how people in the world, like what he was saying, people in the world are. They take those things for granted that you're gonna survive.
Right.
I'll go to prison. My family can call me. They'll visit me. Do you know that for a fact? Because you commit a crime like that, 12 ain't really trying to arrest you.
Yeah, right.
They really ain't. They ain't even trying to arrest you during a traffic stop. And you think they want to arrest you after you just murdered 4 people and you got a firearm?
Right.
You might not make it out of that situation. You understand? People take those things for granted. I don't mind getting locked up. Well, you mind dying, don't you? But of course they're gonna say, I don't give a damn.
Right.
But you do. You do. You give a damn. You get shot once, you going to give a damn. You feel me? So let's drop this. Let's get some precepts. Let's obviously we'll start off with Deuteronomy 28 and 15.
I got it, sir, when you're ready.
Let me pull it up. Go ahead.
Khan. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
You understand? Like, if you out in the world, you ain't following the laws, statutes, commandments of the Lord. You understand? And as a repercussion to that, because there's consequences to everything, you understand? Now you over here, you jammed up because the Lord is cursing you. You understand? Of course, you might make a little bit of money here. You might make it big, but throughout life, I say you go through more loss than you normally do gain in life. That's just the cycle. It's unfortunate, but this is reality. You're more likely to lose things than you are to gain.
Right.
You understand? Because you had a family, you have you always start with something, regardless. You're a baby, you have this. You understand? You already have these things. You grow up, you already have things. You understand? So there's things to lose. You understand? Because they were gotten for you from somebody else on your, ascension to adulthood. So you are going to lose things: jobs, people, relationships, money, cars, clothes, friends. You have all those things you almost start off with. You understand? Just through school, you got friends. You're born in the family. Even if you're born in an orphanage, you still got the people in the orphanage. You have these things already, so you have more to lose than you initially think. Right? And that's what that's what being cursed. That's what is going on. And now it's because we're not following the law, statutes, commandments. We're losing things at a higher rate. You understand? Than it should ever be. You understand? We should be really receiving blessings on blessings on blessings.
Right.
You understand? But because we're so rebellious and don't want to listen, we're being cursed 24/7.
Right.
You understand? That's a curse to die on a day that's supposed to be about having. You understand? That's what people think. Like, your birthday is irrelevant. Like, you think it should be a day of happiness and love. Well, you would think twice about that. And that's what I was trying. And that's what I explained to my family, whatever the case may be. Of course, they never want to listen. You understand? But guess what happened on my mom's birthday?
Yeah.
On my mom's birthday, my little brother took his life.
Go.
You understand? And guess now she'll never be able to ever again celebrate her birthday. You understand? Because now she knows. Now that's just a remembrance forever. She can't truly be happy on her birthday ever.
Right.
You understand? And I be trying to tell people, like, you take things for granted, right? So that's the whole point. You want to say something?
Just to piggyback on what you were saying real quick, because that's heavy what you were saying. As I'm doing Lyft, they asking me, what are you doing for the holiday?
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling them I don't celebrate holidays. So of course I got a oppressor in there. She's talking and she's saying she can't never celebrate a holiday again, especially the 4th of July, because that's the day she lost her father. So holidays, birthdays, like you said, we tend to forget that it's something else going on.
Mm-hmm.
While you in your little bubble thinking that the Lord is blessing you, like you said, he's not. It's people outside of that going through hell. And you in your bubble having a hellish situation as well. You just don't want to recognize it because you want to pay more attention to celebrating yourself.
Right. You understand? And that's how, like, for example, July 4th was. You understand? All these people trying to spend time with their family, not knowing that they're disobeying the Lord in a major way. Mm-hmm. You understand? Like, that's almost the same. Like, celebrating the 4th of July is almost the same as putting on the Star Spangled Banner and going and fighting for the country. To fight for your oppressor. Like, celebrating the win, dub up for your oppressor is the same way as giving the Lord a middle finger.
Right.
You understand? Like, the Lord doesn't even want you messing with him, but then you're going to celebrate and be happy with him on a day that had nothing to do with you. About their freedom when you're a slave. Like, you're a slave celebrating for the people who put you in slaves' freedom. Like, make it make sense. You understand? Of course, in 2023, they don't physically think they're slaves. But even back then, think about, like, Martin Luther King era. They were celebrating this. They fought to celebrate the 4th of July. Like, we're being pelted with rocks and dogs and insect dogs and being sprayed by fire hoses, trying to fight for the same ones doing that to us because they're right to do what they did to us. Well, that's wild. You understand? Like, we talk about Stockholm syndrome. Like, that's crazy to me, right? And due to that, because we want to do all these things, these curses come upon us like these people that just got murdered in Chicago, this bloody Chicago weekend, 5-year-olds, 27-year-olds, 85-year-olds getting shot because this curses just overtook you. You understand? That evilness that you've been doing in this life or even a past life is catching up. It's caught up. You understand? Like, you got to think, if something like, it could always be a test, but there's a higher chance it's a punishment. Just think, the odds are it's a punishment for something that you did or are still doing. You understand? Like, you got to wake up to and think, why has this happened to me? You understand? For example, like, I hate, like, sometimes it sucks being a prophet sometimes. Like, for example, I said my car broke down last weekend. I'm at work. I don't know why I was just in an irritated mood. I don't talk to people. I don't know why. I was just pissed off, right? I'm there working for 3 hours waiting for my first break. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm feeling something's gonna go bad. I'm talking out loud. Like, normally I think in my mind, but I'm talking out loud because I'm by myself. And I'm like, you know what? Things have been going a little good lately. Like, what can I truly lose right now? And I'm thinking, like, the only good two things I have pretty solidified at the moment are my finances and my vehicle. That's literally, I'm saying this to myself. And then I go out to my break and my truck don't start. Like, I'm thinking, like, I just prophesied this unto myself? And then guess what? Since your car don't start, guess what? That's also going to ruin your finances. So the last two things I thought I was pretty decent on decided to get jammed up in the same day. You understand? I just thought about it 3 hours prior. That's what I'm saying. Like the same way Jeremiah Hyman says in his classes, he always says, I'm never surprised when Satan comes because I expect him to. You understand? That's exactly how I felt that morning. And I didn't even know that's really the spirit behind what I was saying. Because I was, like I said, I was just irritated. I was just talking. I thought I was just talking. I should have had my head covered or something. But, that's just the case. Things are going to put in your way obstacles or legitimate punishments for past actions. You understand? And you got to think, like, maybe I could be doing this a little better. Maybe I should be studying a little harder. Maybe I'm being lazy, being stingy with my money. You got to think about those things. Let me get my act right, even though I didn't think it was wrong. Let me try to get it more right. You understand? Because you're never going to get faulted for doing the most. When I mean doing the most, I don't mean showing out, but I mean like going over and beyond for the Lord. Right. For the school, for the Commander and Hana, Christ, all these things. Just keep putting your brick in more and more and more. Put more work in. Oh, rent for you is only this much. Double it. Your tithes is only $50 or $50 this week. Maybe make a little bit more. You understand? Oh man, I really don't want to drive to the school today. I really need to sleep. Nah, no, I don't want to miss class. You understand? Because I'll be thinking, like, I gotta come to the school five times this week and work 6 days this week. I'm thinking, we got an event later on. I'm thinking, like, that's a lot of gas. I'm just thinking, because only 2 people live close to this location, and I'm thinking, like, that's a lot of damn gas. Like, I woke up at 7:30 to go 5:45 to go to work today, and I won't get home until like 11:30. Then I gotta redo it tomorrow. And I'm thinking, like, those are the sacrifices that are made so I don't have to get punished for something. Right. You understand? These sacrifices aren't just because you really love the Lord, which you do love the Lord. I'm not saying that you don't take that the wrong way. But you have to love yourself too. Right. You understand? Because if you want life to be a little bit more easy, you want to catch a blessing every now and then. Show the Lord you deserve it. Right. It's that simple. You understand? So read onwards.
Come. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 And verse 16, cursed shalt thou be in the city.
What?
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
73 shot and like 11 dead in Chicago.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
You understand? No, these don't seem like happy times and blessings. You understand? All these people lost family members, sons, daughters, mothers, fathers. You understand? You got to think today is just the day after the holiday. A good portion of the people are still in the hospital. You understand? Getting treated. And even if they get treated, guess what? I'd say at least 50%, maybe more, don't have health insurance. So due to that, guess what they're going to end up getting? A massive bill. They're going to get a massive bill. You got to think just getting in an ambulance is like $2,500 or more. Well, it was $25 back in the day in Oregon. It's probably more than that now.
It's like 25,000.
Oh, God. I'm gonna walk to the hospital. Just let me go. At this point, you understand? You probably just got a down payment on a house. Damn, that's wild. No, just carried me with my back seat. My boy got me. That's wild. But you see my point? Like, these people are gonna be jammed up for a minute if they survive. And that sounds like a curse in the city. You understand? Go ahead.
Come. And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
You understand? They're basically saying wherever we go, we catching curses.
Right.
You understand? Because we, as a people, don't want to get our act right. You understand? It seems so hard, but we're all in here. It was hard. It was a little difficult depending on the specific things that you did not want to let go of, or the lifestyle you lived, or how long you lived that life. But we're here now. So that shows nothing's impossible. You understand? People that might have been on death row maybe got parole. You understand? You come and serve the Lord, anything can happen.
Right.
You understand? You thought you were gonna die? Nah, you good. You had cancer, we told you only had 2 years left. All that tumor gone. Most High in Christ. See what serving the Lord can do? It save a life.
Yeah, come.
You understand? It can save family members' lives and loved ones and friends. And all it takes is just a little bit of obedience. Not even a crazy ton. You understand? Because now you don't gotta be a soldier.
Right.
You could be a civilian. You understand? There's no shame in being a civilian. A civilian is basically someone that just pays tithes and follows the school and follows the laws and is a part of the ISUPK. You can just do that. Like, there's no shame in it. You don't gotta. If you don't want to go stand on the street and yell at folk all day, then don't do that. I'll do it. I'll do it for you. You don't want to fight? I'll do it for you. Just support me so I can do it.
Right.
You understand? I don't mind. I long for a fight, but through wisdom, I can avoid them. But I would like to. It's waiting on the order. You understand? So it's unfortunate that our people have to even go through this type of lifestyle and these curses just to wake up.
Right.
You understand? Like a reality check. Those are the hardest things in the world to face. Facing yourself usually is the hardest thing in the world to face. You understand? Your biggest issue, majority of the time, is yourself. And that goes a lot for females. You understand? I don't know how these females have become so delusional and backwards. Men too, but females just take wickedness to a different level. You understand? Yeah, we're murdering, we're killing. Women, y'all having babies just to put men on child support now. Like, look at Brittany Renner. Like, that's a perfect reason. She had a whole baby on purpose just to divorce this man. Like, 3 months later? Now she's getting like $300K a year.
Good night. And so, like I said, for me, I just read an article today. Apparently, at the Essence Award show, that's supposed to be one of the premier black, like BET Awards and Essence. Right. Those supposed to be like premier black award show. Apparently, Megan Thee Stallion and Janelle Monáe.
I know. Yep.
Yeah,
I heard that.
they had a whole pull women out of the audience and had a whole twerk lesson on stage. And I saw the footage on the news article. It was terrible. And India Ari corrected them sisters for that. You know what I mean? Her thing was that was disgusting. You know, that it was inappropriate and that image is not going to age well, but it'll last forever, but it won't age well. It's going to be looked at terribly. And first thing that happens is on TikTok, Twitter, social media, they came up against her for speaking out against all of them sisters out of the audience coming on stage to learn how to twerk from Megan Thee Stallion in front of the entire world.
That's wild.
You know what I mean?
Majority of them probably had a man in the same concert.
Con, sir. And I'm telling you, sir, the footage is disgusting.
I'm not gonna watch it.
Don't you save you? I'm mad. I watched it. You know what I mean? I was just scrolling through the article and the video was there, and I was like, yeah, I hate myself for watching that now. You know what I mean? Like I had to see the spectacle though, and it was just worse than I imagined it would be. Just all types of random sisters on stage. One sister had cellulite everywhere and had on shorts and they raised up. She right in the camera.
Yes.
And Janelle Monáe on the sideline clapping. She applauding them on.
You want to know why? It's because we have female rappers like Megan Thee Stallion, especially Ice Spice. I'm telling you, that woman, she gets on stage in those mini skirts wearing nothing under there.
That's the super light skinned.
Yeah, the one that can't,
sir.
The one that can't rap.
Yeah, she's a heathen, sir. She's a Hamite.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But regardless, you know, it's not how the world perceives her. So I'm just saying, she get on the stage wearing those anime skirts with nothing on there, and she's like 5 feet, 6 feet above everybody. So she just exposed.
Good.
You understand? And that's what women want to be like.
Right.
And that's being cursed. Like that whole issue is being cursed in the city. You understand? Whoredom. He just said, skip down to 46.5. Bogus shot.
45.
Yeah.
Come. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee.
And shall what?
And shall pursue thee.
You understand? These curses ain't going nowhere.
Right.
You understand? They gonna chase after you. You understand? People think, oh, I caught this lick. I murked these few brothers, and they had like 80 bands in their trunk. And so now you think you're good. I got bread now. I'm good. No one's gonna catch me. You understand?
Right.
Just because you got something beneficial out of a sin and a crime does not mean it was technically beneficial.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Like that punishment is just, you know, just taking its time until you least expect it. It's just the angels is taking a stroll at this point. Like, I'm just waiting for the order. Like this angels is over here just like, I saw that. But you know what? I'm gonna let you think you're good. A few years later, you buy yourself a whole car, a crib, guns. You got this for mama. All these good things, all that bread that you used got through murder for 5 years, and now, whoop, all vanishes in a single moment. You locked up, mama homeless. Things happen like that. You say, wait until you're just super comfortable and think you just made it. Like I said, comfortability. Being comfortable is almost, at least to me, I don't like the feeling of comfortability. Why? Because when things get comfortable, it seems like something's gonna happen. Like I said, I'm at work. You understand? Like it's gone kind of smooth lately. You understand? Besides like arguing, you know, with the rib, which that's okay, that happens. But everything else is good. I'm gonna pay rent this month. School bill paid. Everything paid. I can actually use this check for me. And then right before you get the check, you gotta almost go broke. And then that check is like, oh damn. No, back to the check life. You know what I'm saying? It's like feeling comfortable. That's why, like, I just think all the time, like, man, this thing. It might be a negative aspect, but in my mind, I'd be like, this could go wrong. That could go wrong. I could easily go wrong. Now, I don't think look at what's going right. What's going right is right. You know what I'm saying? I look for issues. You look for things that might not be good. Right. You understand? Like, you got this solidified. I'll be at work, like, just think about the fire weekend all day at work. I just put my earbud in, listen to music, and I'm thinking, like, okay. You know, I go through the same things over and over and over again for the whole 10 hours just to make sure it never leaves my mind. You understand? Because it's a massive event. Mm-hmm. Like, just think about things that can go wrong. And usually you'll find a solution to prevent it. Right. But to do that, you got to feel uncomfortable. That's why I say I don't like feeling comfortable. You know, I might sit down and play the game every now and then, but that's because I did the work to earn that time. Right. Right. But for people in the world, they can't afford to be comfortable. They have money, but I'm telling you, something's going to happen to them at a faster rate and probably a worse rate. You understand? Because they live in a nasty life. We ain't. Right. Right? Go ahead.
Come and overtake thee till thou be destroyed.
It sounds like death to me, or just a super low state. Prison's the same thing as dying. It's the same damn thing. You understand? Just think about being locked in your room with nothing all day long, every day. It's literally it. You get, you have a dog door and you get food to the dog door. That's it. You're just in the room with walls. You got a toilet that gets clogged every time you use it. That sounds like hell. Might as well just be dead. All right? At least I get to be reborn. And that's why people opt out. Well, majority of the time is men opt out and just decide to take themselves, like unalive themselves. Because, like, what's the point now? Life's so trash. But it's because you've been beat down for so long, you don't have the strength to stand back up. You understand? That's why there's always scriptures about falling, becoming low, but getting back up. Right. It takes more strength to get back up 6 times than it does once. Right. It takes more strength to get back up 70 times than it did that 5 times. You understand? Just keep getting knocked down. I think about boxing. You just get worn out. Do it again. You got to muster up the fact. You got to muster up. Because if you don't muster up, guess what you're going to do? You're going to eventually lose. You understand? Of course, boxing is just an example, but, right. It's the only thing I think about on top. So, you probably dropped that
on Amos 5 and 21.
Yeah, let's say so again into the holiday scriptures.
Khan, it's the book of Amos, chapter 5 and verse 21. Mm-hmm. I despise.
Say what?
I hate. Huh? I hate.
We got all these folk out there that believe that there's no word hate in the Bible. Right. I don't understand how you do that. Like, especially now that we have these fancy phones. Mm-hmm. You understand? Back in the day, you can scroll through that Bible and maybe not see it. People either can't read or just choose not to see. Right. But I'll be like, is hate in the Bible? Like, no. I can type into your coordinates the word hate, and I guarantee you're gonna have at least 106 scriptures pop up. I promise you. I'm about to test this right now. 223 verses have the word hate in them. 223 verses, but hate's not in the Bible. That's wild. So that's called living in a false reality. You understand? You living in a whole illusion. You got cast genjutsu on you. I tell you. Yeah, we got you. But still, the Lord said he hates. Go ahead.
Khan, I despise.
Not only that he just hate it. You understand? Like, I hate shrimp. I really despise shrimp. Like, that's unlawful. How about this? I hate mushrooms. I loathe mushrooms. I truly despise them. I will not. If you have mushrooms in your food, I'll start that day. Promise. I promise you. Officer Osh brought like 7 whole big containers of mushrooms, and that's more than anything else in the fridge at the crib. I'm thinking like, that's no. Yeah, he's over here cooking. I was like, what's in there? He's like, what do you think? I said, I'm eating noodles tonight. I'll tell you, that's what the Lord's talking about. Think about something that you truly just can't do it.
Right.
You understand? Like if it was life or death, maybe, but that's a baby. But like, there's a true passion behind the hate for mushrooms for me. This is what the Lord's trying to go into, but it's not about mushrooms. Go ahead.
Come on. I despise your feast day.
Damn, what?
I despise your feast day.
You understand? Tell me July 4th isn't a feast day.
Come.
Tell me that, because I guarantee you, them beaches were packed. Them parks were packed. Streets were packed. Cars on the sidewalk, on the grass. You know, all different types of places. Everyone's everywhere on their porch, backyard, if you have one. You understand? Like I had to call customer service today for a specific reason for some bills, and the dude, while his idle time while he was doing everything on the computer, he's like, man, it was 115 degrees where I'm at. He's like, but we still got on that grill. I said,
That's ridiculous.
So you can miss me with that,
Right.
but he was like, well, the pork chops were already pre-cooked. That's exactly what he said. He's like, I just had to get the Polishes and the hamburgers done. I said, I would have missed you on that. Yeah, just because the heat alone. I was like, if I wanted to even eat, I would have had someone else get on that goddamn grill. I'm not doing it. I'm gonna be in my room with the AC. I'm good. You understand? But that's like, we don't know each other. Why are you talking about the 4th? Like, you just trying to handle my business for me. Like, that's how much this is engraved in people. You understand that they truly love these feast days. They really love this. You understand? And this exact day that you were that literally you die for,
Right,
is the day that the Lord hates almost the most. Out of the specific days that you got going, they have in America throughout the year. I think there's maybe like 9 of them. Besides like the stupid little, Mother's Day and Father's Day, I'm talking about the massive major ones: Thanksgiving, Christmas, right? Valentine's Day, all that nonsense, Easter. You understand? Like those days that you die for. Like I'm telling you, these days people literally go broke and pay for hot dogs and hamburgers instead of they rent,
right,
or they car note. You got a whole eviction notice on your door in Orange saying you got to be out by the 15th. They spending their rent money on the 4th. I promise you, and that's black folk really doing that. White people, oppressors don't got them problems in one because usually they think good. This is their place. They got compassion. We don't get compassion. You get understand? But we literally going for broke for these days that the Lord hates the most. You understand? But go ahead.
And I will not smell in your solemn assembly.
You understand? And guess what? That dude on the phone that I was talking to, the Lord didn't want to smell that. The pork chops were blasphemous to him. You understand? That food is like gut wrenching. I was at work. I'm telling you, I'll be at work all the time. My bad. They be cooking and throwing all these little parties and things. I go outside just to go on my lunch break, and all I can smell is pork. Like there's such a like when you don't eat pork for so long, that smell is different. You understand? Of course, like when you're not around it all the time, or when you were back in the world, or people in the world are, you don't like that's a good odor to you. It's like if you hang around a skunk 24/7, guess what you're gonna do? Build up a tolerance for that smell of skunk. Right. Like you will. Like same people that smoke weed, it smells like skunk, right? It does. You're like, man, that smells so good. No, don't. It really don't. So people be around pork all the time. They think, oh, I can smell that aroma. But you don't eat pork for 2 years, you smell it, make you gag. You know what I'm saying? You be on social media, you see these females eating these extra large bites of lobster tails dipped in all their marinara sauce or butter and whatnot. I'm thinking like, Like that making me get like, no.
I'll be thinking that's how she smells.
Yeah, literally, like a Hamite almost. Like what you eat comes out your pores. You know that, right?
Right.
You understand? At least I got fried chicken come out of mine. Everyone likes that goddamn smell. So that's the point. The Lord doesn't want to smell this because it's not a good odor to him. You understand? What you want to know what's a good odor to him? That Passover lamb.
That's right.
I'm telling you, last Passover this year that just passed, that was the best Passover lamb I've had in the last 9 Passovers I've been to. I loved it. Y'all might like the old lamb. I like what they did this year.
Oh, Salaki, sir, if I could, that it was nice.
It was
so tender. It was like I was sitting there like I was at a 5-star restaurant with my fork and knife cutting it. I didn't even grab it like a bite. I just went.
This man tore it apart like Gordon Ramsay tears about food on Master Chef. I'll tell you, like that. Those are the smells that the Lord loves. You understand? Even like our feast days, we have the well, usually don't now because the smoke. People can't handle that sometimes.
Right.
But we like the frankincense and myrrh. You have the sisters having 18 dishes. You understand? You got the lamb. Sometimes you got some bison and ox. Maybe goat. All these delicious types of food. The Lord look good. Smell good. Keep making both. You understand? Like that's beautiful to him. But when he starts smelling all them pork grinds and baby back ribs, I just can't do it. He can't do it.
Right.
He like, yo, close the gates of heaven off. Like you guys having a feast, open up the airways. You understand? That's it. That on that verse, right? Where's a little bit more?
It's just a little more. So everything you just said is in the next verse.
Jumping ahead. Go ahead.
Still out here, sir. Verse 22. Though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. Neither will I regard the peace offering of your fat beast.
You understand? The Lord talked about because that's what people in the world, as Black folk, Hispanic, Native Indians, for some reason, I can't say for some because it's conditioning. We've been conditioned to do these things. We just love eating that trifling food. Like I don't know what it is. There's like females. All they want is shrimp and crab legs and lobster tails. Like that's all they want. Like, oh man, I want some shrimp. No, don't. I take if I ever went when I took a joint out in the world on a date long time ago. She was like, I want this. No, you're not eating that. Why? I love my shrimp. Nope. She's like, well, can I have the crab? No. I said, what you can do if you want to eat that, I can go home. It's an active date. Right. I can go if you want to order that. She's like, no. They just love that. I don't know why it's so. No, I loved crab legs back in the day, but there's just too much work.
It's like if I make. It's like women like to do what they know is wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's in their spirit to do it. Mm-hmm. If you say it's wrong, if you tell them like that dress ain't good, I mean, like say that they can't wear a short skirt, they're gonna wear something even shorter. If you tell them, don't eat them shrimp, guess what? They're gonna get that shrimp, crab, and lobster on that plate. Mm-hmm. Just because you said don't do something, they're gonna go a step further.
Instead, you're right, and that's exactly how they do with all the laws of the Lord.
Come.
You understand? Like I said, that's why I said earlier, women bring wickedness to a different level. I'm sorry, they like righteous with their wickedness. like you making wickedness like they make it look so good. You understand? They make wickedness just seem like, damn, I can get down with that. Mm-hmm. Like they just make it look appealing. Don't do that. Look at how much people making off OnlyFans.
Right.
Making it look like you have all these free ways to go be wicked, but they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars in a month. Right. And that's just them. That's just one woman that you're subscribing to. When, of course, I'm not justifying any of it, but there's millions for free online too. Like, what's the appeal?
Right.
You understand? I won't understand that.
It's like I said, if I mean, one of the things I see with women is anything that looks like it's luxurious. You know what I mean? Anything that looks like it's got like an elite standard to it. Like eating shrimp, crab, and lobster in this society is a status symbol. You got to be able to afford it, even though it's roaches. You know what I mean? But you got to be able to afford it. And even if you think about like that housewife mentality now, you know what I mean? Before that reality TV, before like before you got wealthy Black women on TV acting completely, totally ratchet and ghetto. You know what I mean? So women had a standard. Women that called themselves being classy, they had a certain standard that they wouldn't lower themselves to. Now you get a woman that's 6 figures in the club with a tongue out, twerking on the dance floor, you know what I mean, in a $5,000 outfit, in a $10,000, $20,000 outfit. She got her hand in the air with her tongue out twerking because it's on TV. These women that are married to millionaires, these women that got $2.5 million homes are on TV, acting like the most ratchet females you'll ever see. You know what I mean? So like our women being the weaker vessel, they imitate anything that they think is. That's how the serpent got to Eve. You know what I mean?
Making things sound appealing.
It sounds appealing. You'll be great. You'll be glorious. You'll be at the top.
And he was right.
Comic Con.
He was definitely right. When I mean the top of the wicked society.
Yeah, Comic Con.
They said above us, not above the oppressor. They ain't never gonna do that. But they will be above the men.
Comic Con.
You understand? Like I said, women make more money than men do nowadays, based off of just being semi-attractive.
Comic Con.
You understand? Especially now we have these filters on our phones.
Oh, good night.
Oh my. Like you see, like I don't think any women really post themselves natural no more, unless of course they're in the school. Everything else is filtered or cropped or whatever the case may be.
Right.
You understand? But it's just a different story. I get it. You understand? Because money's become such a important thing to everyone on earth. You do whatever you do for it. You understand? And women are always creatures that love attention, and the best way they can get attention is if they're naked. It's true. You understand? So let's drop that. Let's grab Mark 7 and 6.
So, Salakia, this is the book of Mark, chapter 7 and verse 6. He answered and said unto them, well hath Esaias prophecy of you hypocrites.
Of you what?
Of you hypocrites.
You understand? So of course he knows it's Christ talking. You understand? He's gonna say something about hypocrites. You understand? Of course, someone that says something with their mouth and then they actions show you complete otherwise.
Right.
Go ahead.
It's like, as it is written, this people honoreth me with their lips.
You understand? All people do. All Black, Hispanic, Native people always reverence Most High Christ out their mouth. Oh, I love God. Christ is my Savior. I'll do anything for them. I go to church every Sunday for them. I do this for them. I do that for them. I pray all day. Like they make it a whole sermon. Like you talk about, oh, you love Christ? Oh, you just asked the wrong goddamn question.
Right.
Because they're gonna throw you all these ways that they love Christ, and really just through what they say, they truly don't.
Right.
When you peep it, but what they're saying is like they're honoring him. You understand? Which you should, but they don't do it properly.
Right.
Now keep going.
But their heart is far from me.
You understand? Like they say this. Like everyone, they just want to sound great. They want to sound righteous. They want to sound as if they're such a benevolent person. You understand? Everyone loves accolades. And the best way to get accolades is what? Sounding the part. You understand? It's like when you're trying to spit game at a girl. What are you gonna do? Spit game at a girl. You're gonna make it seem like you just the best thing walking.
Right.
And that's how hypocrites are. People that want to honor Christ, they say with their lips because they want to seem as if they want to be praised for it. Oh man, you do that for the Lord? Damn. Like it's what they want. That makes them feel good.
Right.
But in their heart and in their mind, they're like, I don't get through none of this. You understand? Like, who was he to me? You understand? They don't care. They know they over here doing all the drugs in the world, lying, thieving, raping, murdering. All this, they know they evil, but they still gonna say they ain't.
All right.
Go ahead.
Khan. Verse 7. Howbeit in vain do they worship me.
You understand? In what?
In vain.
In vain, in nothingness. You understand? The way our people worship the Lord is pointless. Like, don't mean nothing. You understand? I can say it all day long. You know, I can say I love the Lord all day long, but guess what? If I was never here, I never did any work, would y'all believe me? No. Because you know what? To love the Lord means you got to actually do the work.
Right.
Yeah, you got to pay tithes. Pay tithes. Show that you support the Lord in this movement. You understand? Show Christ that you support what he died for.
Right.
You understand? That's the only way. Because if I'm here, let's say in class, and y'all be like, you pay tithes? And I was like, no. Would you believe me when I said I love the Lord? No. Nah, sir. You understand? But our people go around and say, oh man, I do it for Christ. I do it for the Lord. They're at 4th of July barbecue. Guess what they probably did? They sang the national anthem. They said, man, God got me off to work today. You know, if it wasn't for Jesus, I would be able to eat this good pork right now. Like, people literally believe that. Like, they'd be like, man, if Christ ever died for our sins, I would be able to eat these barbecue ribs. Thank you, Jesus, for these barbecue ribs. Right. And people say that. Like, they would eat this, but Jesus Christ is good. Like, you don't know what you just said, do you? You just spit in his face by saying, damn, this Jesus Christ, this food is good. And it's a whole pork rind. And this day, you eating a whole, I ain't gonna say that. But you see my point? Like, we worship the Lord, our people worship the Lord in so many ways that are pointless.
Right.
Like, what the Lord made it so you can celebrate your oppressor's freedom?
Right.
What? What? When you gotta go home to your 9 to 5 to make $15 an hour for the same oppressor that owns the building? Okay. You think I'm gonna go to Amazon? I'm working at Amazon to go celebrate that Jeff Bezos is a billionaire? Like, you think I'm gonna thank God for that? Right. Like, man, I'm so glad Jeff Bezos is free, man. Thank God for July 4th, because if it wasn't for Jeff Bezos, I wouldn't have a job. What? Right. But that's how people think. Right. They thank the oppressor that they have in employment. What? You should be almost cursing the oppressor that you have to work for food. Right. Or you have to work for money like this. Right. You understand? And then you gotta wait, what? A week, 2 weeks, a month to get paid? So if you first start a job, you gotta basically wait 3 weeks to get your first check. That's crazy. And then they take half of it, basically. And then you gotta pay tithes. And now you worked 6 days, and then you got $300 for it, depending on what state you live in. And you gonna say, thank God for July 4th. All right. Right. All right. Well, you just got 1 day off to go to the beach when the same oppressor owns the beach. Right. And don't work. Like, come on. We got to go to the beach to celebrate July 4th while they do it in their backyard because it's as big as the beach.
And then they tell you, if you want to get paid for the holiday, you got to work the day before the holiday and the day after the holiday, and you can't take a vacation. You got to actually physically be there, or you ain't gonna get paid.
Wild.
So a lot of people was off on the 4th, spending all that money,
didn't get paid for it,
and didn't get paid for it. And when they get their check,
they're gonna see it.
It's gonna be short.
I'm telling you, they texted me when I woke up on the 4th yesterday. I woke up to a text from my job saying, if you don't want to come in, you don't have to. I said, you got me jacked up. I'm coming in. I don't give a damn about this. They over here giving away food. I'm over here like, I don't want none of that. I'm just here to get my bread and go home, man. Like, cool. But that's crazy. Like, they offer, like, you don't got to come to work today. Yeah, because Jeff Bezos really needs that extra $300 that I would have made if I wouldn't have made. Right. Like, that's how I think. Like, you can piss off. Yeah, that's that. But go ahead.
Khan. Howbeit in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men.
You understand? We fight for this. Like, we legitimately, through Martin Luther King and all these different types of black leaders and Hispanic leaders, we fought to be a part of their freedom. It's crazy. When back in in 1776, up until the time that we were, quote, free or whatever the case may be, in what, 18?
Was it 18?
What was it, 1819? Was it?
No, it was 18. With the Emancipation Proclamation.
Yeah. Damn.
Well, Independence Day was 1776. That's supposed to be Independence Day.
Damn,
so, and then we were free to 1812.
So-called free.
Declaration of Independence.
When were blacks freed?
That was signed in the Declaration of Independence was 1776.
I knew that. It was but black people were freed in 1863. Yeah, so that's where I was trying to find the difference in time. You understand? So, right. So-called free. That's the key word. Is so-called. Right. We just lost the chains on our bodies. Now we got them in our bodies, which is our mind. You understand? So just think about it. We fighting to celebrate their freedom that they went to war for, died for, and every year from 1776 to 1863, they were burning us at the stake on July 4th. You know, so they were hanging us and burning us alive as fireworks, hearing us scream and cry and agonize in pain. And this is the day that you're fighting to celebrate with them? Like, everyone, I think all of us have seen that picture of that brother that was hung up on fire. He had like no leg and missing an arm. And is that those are the types of acts that they did on July 4th when we were legitimate cattle. You understand? So, and then just to have Martin Luther King come and say these are the days we want to fight to join them with, that's beyond me. Yeah, that's beyond me. Even in the world, I didn't give a damn about July 4th. You know, I didn't care about it because it's like I eat every day. So what? Like, there's the whole summer I could barbecue every day.
Right.
You understand? The only fascinating thing about the 4th is just the fireworks. But you can legitimately buy fireworks any other day of the year too.
Yeah,
you understand? But you just can't buy their fireworks. You understand? But you can still have them. And then, like I was watching on TV or on my phone throughout yesterday and today, you know how many like people's houses caught on fire, people getting shot by fireworks, losing limbs because of fireworks. I saw this one video of this person drove straight into the firework building, the store. The whole building's just popping up. It basically implodes. I'm thinking like fire is like people are gonna understand fireworks are fire. Fire is dangerous. You understand? You can't just give fireworks to anybody.
Right.
I know when I was younger, we know those ones that shot like a whole bunch of like balls out of it.
Mm-hmm.
People go around and shoot their friends with them.
Right.
And that's wild. It's dangerous. It's basically giving a gun to a kid. You understand? People think fireworks are harmless. They're not harmless. Pop a bottle rocket hit you in the wrong body part, you done. Let that thing hit you in the eye. All right. Okay. You understand? But we fight to go do these and celebrate these holidays. You're at the beach wearing the Star Spangled Banner outfit with the oppressor at the same time playing beach volleyball. Yo. Go ahead. I truly hate like that day. It's just different.
Oh God. Verse 8. For laying aside the commandments of God, ye hold the traditions of men.
You understand? I'm sorry. Think about the high holy days that we have thanks to the Lord. Are you talking about going out on one occasion and popping off a few bottle rockets and eating some grilled food when we legitimately have a 50-day feast? Like, you can't fathom that. Imagine you just there's 8-day feast where you just party for 8 damn days.
Oh God.
Like, yo, and you over here dying and fighting and doing all this wickedness to go celebrate one evening on a beach when you could just follow some rules and have a party that lasts a week to months. I'll never understand it. Imagine when the kingdom's at hand. When we don't gotta be at servile work to the oppressor.
Right.
When we own everything. Do you think we're just gonna have just an opening and a closing service? Yo, you see like the oppressor's mosh pits and like they concerts that just go all day and all night, like the raves that they have. I'm not saying that's how it's gonna be basically on the righteous side for days, for weeks. And we ain't gonna have to worry about work. We ain't gonna have to worry about waking up the next day because I'm not gonna go to sleep for a few days. You understand? Like you literally gonna run out of energy, be like, I'll catch y'all later. Come back 2 days later and start again. Tell me that does not sound like heaven. And that's how the oppressor lives every day. But we fight just to get one of their days instead of getting every day for us.
Right.
You understand? That's what it's talking about. We setting aside those beautiful things, the laws of the Lord, the high holidays of the Lord, for what? An extra $9 to $10 of pay and to eat pork and shoot off a few bottle rockets and those little Twizzler snake things, sparklers.
Right.
Like, is it really worth it? Truly, is it worth it? You understand? Or you take the day off, don't get paid, be broke, just do the same thing you could have done on the weekend. Like, you could literally do exactly what you did on the 4th when you get off of work on Friday. Or after camp on Saturday.
Yeah,
you can literally do the same thing. So why sacrifice the kingdom of heaven for a momentary fun?
Right.
Just can't fathom it. You understand? Literally, just 1 2-hour class is more fun to me than any of the days I spent in the world.
Right.
You understand? Especially when you have like Jill Muhammad teacher. Them classes are the funniest things on earth. These classes are one of the greatest times on earth. I promise you. Especially when he gets a little bit of your gut. Oh, that's over with. Go ahead.
If I drop down to verse 9, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Verse 9, and he said unto them, full well, ye reject the commandment of God, that ye may keep your own tradition.
Like, our people, they be like, I gotta sacrifice Christmas.
Right.
I gotta sacrifice Thanksgiving. Like, sacrificing those individual days is like moving mountains. Like, they want you to turn water into wine before they'll sacrifice these stupid days.
Right.
Like, Thanksgiving is one dinner. One dinner. What's truly great about it? Like, I'm not even talking about the customary behind the origins of it. What's so great about Thanksgiving? Truly, whatever. You have a day off with your family and have to eat dinner. I was telling someone on Monday. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the beach in the morning. Got tomorrow off, and then we're gonna, have my family together. I said, why? And they were like, well, because we never get to spend time as a family. I said, why? Well, we be working. My sister works this long, and she works 7 days a week. She's a nurse. I'm thinking like, she's a nurse. She make good bread.
Mm-hmm.
Take a day off. I was like, do y'all live in different states? No. Then why is this? She's like, we never see each other. Why? I see y'all 4 days a week. And I live the farthest away almost. You understand how it sounds so foolish, and they couldn't wrap their head around it. Like, it's not that hard to make time. It's truly not. Yes, some people work 7 days a week, but the people that work 7 days a week, guess what? They accumulate more time off. You work 4 or 5 days a week, you're guaranteed 2 days off. I know you got your business. The most usually people work is like, if you have a 16-hour job, that's different. Like, that's a slave, depending on how many days a week you work. Like, if you're a trucker, sometimes you got to work those hours. But you at a regular job, a 9 to 5, you're working 10 hours, maybe. You're getting off within at least an extra 7 hours until sundown or until midnight. Right. You can find time after that. You can. There's 7 whole days. You truly don't need the 8 hours of sleep you want. Mm-hmm. Do you really need it? No. You just want it. Make time. It's not that hard. You understand? But we would rather just be wicked instead of just find ways around. Wonder what? Because it's easy to be wicked.
Right.
It's hard to figure out a solution to avoid wickedness. In their mind, it's really not that hard to us. It's ABC 1, 2, 3.
Right.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
But to them, it's like you're chopping off limbs. Like they literally think like, oh man, I gotta die for this. I didn't ask you to die. Spiritually, yeah. Physically, no, I'm not asking you to die.
Right.
You understand? It's not rocket science.
Right.
You feel me? So, any other precepts that you got in mind? Holiday precepts. Come. Grab me. What is it? There's one on the tip of my mind. Jeremiah 10.
Come.
I didn't want to go there, but I guess we'll go there. I got a few minutes left. Whew. Man, we gotta cancel this. Guess what time it is after this? We'll be the store run.
So Jeremiah 10 and 20.
1.
Yeah, I was on 2. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
You understand? Out of all that we were talking about, we read about these holidays and how we literally just enjoy to break the commandments of the Lord for these momentary particles of happiness. You understand? Just for a fleeting moment. Literally, it's a fleeting moment.
Right.
And that's what I try to tell specifically my wife, that this little burst of happiness you want is gonna be gone in the blink of an eye. Like everyone in this room, I guarantee you know for a fact when you're enjoying yourself, time go by like that. Does it not? Because that moment is fleeting quickly, and what you want to do is you're sacrificing a lifetime of more joy. I'm not gonna say it's all happiness and rainbows. This ain't the LGBT community.
Right.
Like this, of course you're gonna go through things. That's just life. But you are sacrificing literally a lifetime of happiness. When I mean lifetime, like I said, you have a longer life. You're not worried about this, you're not worried about that. And you have brothers and sisters 24/7. You know, I'm a loner. I'm a lone wolf for real. But when you get me around brothers now, it's like, okay, I don't mind y'all. Again, I definitely love kicking it with y'all. I just don't go to the clubs. You know, you miss me with that.
Okay.
You understand? But at the end of the day, it's like you just want to have fun for one night. Is it truly worth sacrificing this for?
Right.
That's why people go back to the world. Oh my God. Like, where are you going? Where are you going? What are you really gonna do? I would go smoke, yeah. What? You was gonna get sleepy and go to sleep.
Right.
Like, oh man, I can go party. You can party in here. Like, I don't understand it. I just want to ask you do that here too. You can almost everything you could do in the world, you could do in here to a better degree. Mm-hmm. You just gotta not eat a few things. You know, you gotta just love one another. Love yourself at the end of the day.
Right.
But you're doing all this for what? Moments, like I keep saying it, just for a moment of happiness. Mm-hmm. Just to feel good. You know you don't feel good truly. You depressed. You beat down. You don't got nothing. You want this happiness so bad because you don't want to keep feeling depressed. But low key, you go to a party, you drink your beers, you smoking your weed or whatever the case may be in the world, knowing damn well you got a day of hell for the next tomorrow. You know damn well you got to go to work. Your girl cheating on you. You know your kids don't love you. Your house is a mess. You don't have a car. Your rent ain't paid. You know tomorrow is gonna be trash. So you try to pretend like today's good. How about instead of pretending, just putting a little bit of effort, and now you won't have to worry about things like that.
Right.
Come to class every other day. You're gonna enjoy the class, learn, become a better person, and then after that, guess what? There's gonna be bottles on the table. There's gonna be cards on the table. You understand? And there's gonna be true joy.
Right.
You understand? And all you gotta do is just show up. Show up. You understand? And then when you're struggling, guess what you gotta do? Make a phone call. Literally. Like calling the ISUPK is like calling Life Alert. You understand? It's literally calling a Life Alert. It's a lifeline.
Okay.
You understand? That's what I tell brothers all the time. You need something, get me up. I don't mind. If you need bread, got you. You understand? You just need time or an ear, got you. You know, I don't mind. Now, if you just want to call me up, get a bottle, you buy the bottle, but just come drink. You understand? It's true. You know, the truth is a lifeline. I don't know how to read description about.
Okay.
You understand? So if you in the world, you suffering through depression, you can't get your life together, and you've been trying to talk to counselors, you've been trying to talk to friends, you've been trying to leave that alone. Call the ISUPK.
That's right.
You understand? We in every city, state, country, you know, everywhere. Call the nearest ISUPK near you, or just call the one the farthest away from you. We're gonna get you linked up with the nearest one near you.
Right.
You understand? You won't have to suffer. When I mean suffer the way you see people on July 4th just suffer. Mm-hmm. You understand? Wonder why we don't go through that? Why? Because we follow the law. So we're not gonna be destroyed for breaking it.
Right.
You understand? You want to save your family, you want to save your kids, and save yourself? Call the next ISUPK near you.
Damn right.
You understand? Right. Our phones are open 24/7, even if we don't like it.
Right.
You understand? It's true. So with that, I'm gonna pass the class over to Precinct Officer Carr.